Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Hammer. Today is Tuesday, December 2nd, 2025. I, of course, am Hammer, founder of Originator Success, Grab and Go Social, and Rate Sensei. Remember, you can join me live each and every weekday morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, broadcasted to you on Facebook and YouTube, where we talk about what's going on in the markets, what's going on with mortgage rates and pricing, what you can expect. Remember, if you aren't watching live, you can watch on the replay. Do me a favor. If you do, though, just give me a hashtag replay in the comments. Let me know that you were here. I always appreciate that. If you'd like a reminder to join us live so you don't miss the show, you can sign up for a text reminder at hmmr.io/reminder or use this cool QR code over here. And if you're on your phone right now, you can take a screenshot, go to your photos, press and hold, and you can actually load that as well. Also, don't forget, we have our daily email. You can sign up for that at ratelockadvice.com, www.ratelockadvice.com, or use this cool QR code. Also, our text alerts. You don't have to spend a lot of money on services to stay posted through the day, protect your pipeline. Don't feel like you are going to be caught off guard with anything. Sign up at ratetextalerts.com. Get a morning text, an afternoon text, and alerts if we have risks of reprices. So go ahead and check those out. Part of our Rate Sensei suite at ratetextalerts.com. So let's go ahead and say hi to all the live folks here this morning. If you're here this morning, say good morning, and then we're going to jump in and get started, get to the good stuff. We got Rob Stewart first here this morning. Good morning, Rob. Mallory Fotiadis, Nicole Semerad, great to have you here. Randy Tico, giddy up, sir. Mike Brown, good morning. Mike Tebow, hello. Holly Johnson, good snowy morning. Holly, where are you that it's snowy? Here in Western North Carolina, it's just cloudy and foggy this morning, a little rainy. We don't have any snow. Where are you that you've got some snow? Megan Bissell, good morning. Yasmin, good morning. Tiffany Teal, Vicky McSweeney, Tom Stafford, trying to sweat off the holiday pounds. Are you on the treadmill? I'm actually going to be getting a walking treadmill for under my desk. I'm ready for that. Tom Deadmore, good morning. Carmen Amuendo, hello. Great to have you here. Jerry Avila, great to see you, sir. Rob Smith, great to have you here as well. Fayez Grabano, good morning. Amy Blauser, great to have you here, Amy. Who else is here? If you're here, say good morning. Otherwise, let's go ahead and let's get started. We're going to jump into all of the good stuff here. You're in Northwest Ohio, Holly. Yeah, so you guys have snow already. Okay, all right. So what do we got going on this morning? Real quick recap on what happened yesterday. That's going to be down here on this screen. Basically, we had this big move right here. We started out higher and we went lower on the morning. But by 9 a.m., basically 9 a.m. Eastern time, the only time that matters there, Ron Siegel, Eastern time, it was flat on the day. Flat line. It was very quiet. We basically ended the day same areas where we were at when pricing came out. So nothing to get excited there. If we put that into the 5-day chart, let's go ahead and kind of show this here. Taking a look here, you could see that we improved for the Thanksgiving week. Here was, this was Friday right here. This is Friday because there's Thursday is missing because the market was closed on Thursday, but we had Wednesday and we had Tuesday. So we kind of improved. And then as we started this week, we gave back those gains and it's back down. You could also see that. You could also see that right here in the actual candlestick chart. You could see that we improved. Here was Monday. So we improved on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Friday, it gave a little bit of the gains back. It was really flat. Doesn't really matter. Friday, there's no trading volume. Everybody was off. But then as we went into Monday, Here we are. And what that equates to when you take a look at mortgage backed securities and what that looks like when you put it to the pricing. When it comes to pricing, here we are. We were at that small window. Oops, hold on. There we go. We were at that small window where we had a little bit of improvement. We hit that low point, arguably, on the 25th, which was Tuesday, 6.20, crept a little bit higher Wednesday and Friday. And then on Monday, it pushed back up here. Basically 6.31 is not terrible. It's still better than where we were at most of November after the Fed meeting, but we're talking just a few basis points here. Rates have really, really been stable. Not really much to focus on or worry about there. Let's take a look at the 10-year Treasury yield real quick. Let me pull this. There. Oh, now it's all right. Let me do it this way. Okay. Now I can bring that over here. Okay, so taking a look here, let's look at the 10-year Treasury. 10-year Treasury yield 4.11 at the moment. We're going to see it hold around that 4.10-ish mark. That's basically about where it's been. It did go down and touch 4% very, very briefly. You could see here last week, we came down, we touched that 4 on the floor, and then we've moved back up, pushed up yesterday. Now, yesterday, it's important to note, busted through technical support levels. The red line here is the 50-day moving average. The blue line is the 25-day moving average. We blew right through those levels yesterday, ending at 4.09. Those levels are at 4.08. And then today we're up a little bit past them as well. Very likely that we'll stay, basically, here you go. We'll stay basically in that same range that we have been right here. And it's not likely that we're going to see rates change at all this week. We're going to get some jobs data tomorrow. We'll get the ADP report is basically the most that we're going to see. Let's see what else we've got coming up. Let me make this full screen and I'll pull up the economic calendar. We'll look at it together. Taking a look at the economic calendar, there is nothing today. It's a dead day. But for the week, we're going to tomorrow have the ISM non-manufacturing PMI data. That's going to be kind of our biggest economic component. And then you'll have the ADP jobs report. And then on Thursday, we'll have jobless claims, and markets will, of course, be looking at that. And then according to MBS Live, we're getting PCE data on Friday the 5th. I don't know if that's happening. Matt Graham tends to be pretty correct on this stuff. So, but when I look at the actual PCE calendar, it hasn't been listed on there yet. Consumer sentiment data also coming out here. So we'll see a little bit of moves on Friday, especially if we get that PCE data. We'll see. So good morning, Leroy Romero, Christy Rezor, Michelle Shoemaker, Deb Dickinson, Venkat Malapati, Harry Dennis. Great to have all of you here. Angela Walters, great to see you. All right, everybody. So anyway, again, it's very much the same thing that we've seen. You're not going to see rates move much when we take a look at what's going on with actual expectations of a Fed rate cut. They remain the same. Although the headlines, it's very funny. The headlines, the Fed has rarely been so divided over its long-term plan for interest rates. That's a fresh article written this morning. We already know that. That's kind of the thing. So the big news, it's going to be the Fed meeting next week. Markets are convinced that the Fed is going to go ahead and cut rates next week. Markets are willing that to happen. They're up to 90%. However, if something were to happen and they don't cut rates next week, that would be bad. We would see an immediate jump in mortgage pricing. It would worsen. We would see rates jump 1/8 of a point. Possibly a quarter, but probably 1/8 of a point. If they do make the cut, remember, that's not going to help rates next week because market's already pricing it in. So we would have to see more dovishness. Also making headlines, the same thing that we've kind of been seeing here. Kevin Hassett is right now, according to rumors, Kevin Hassett is the front runner for the Fed chair position that will be coming up in May. kind of crazy that, here it is 5 months, almost 6 months early. And we're, they're already like making a big deal out of it. Normally when we have a change with the Fed governor, Fed chair, not the governor, but the Fed chair, they look for continuity. And this is one time where they're actually looking to break away. Everybody is trying to say that they will cut rates. So we'll see what the expectation is. Markets haven't really priced that in when we start looking at, June and things like that. We don't see that yet. So anyway, once again, save the date. It is a paid program. We're going to be doing our success plan workshop. I've got some new stuff to roll out at this one. I've been doing this for years and years. I think it's one of the best ones out there. What I love about it is you will leave the workshop with a completed plan in hand and focus heading into the new year. Great momentum. We're going to use a little bit of AI. I know I hate AI, but if you use it properly, there's ways to play with it, ways to use it. So we're going to use a little bit of AI to help you to be totally finished with a completed plan in hand. And we're going to be spending a lot of time this year going over strategies and tactics on generating more business in 2026. I think that a lot of LOs are still struggling with that. So that's going to be a big focus. So make sure you circle the date, December 30th, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Pacific time. For all of us normal people, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern time. And make sure you circle that. It'll be less than $100. It is a paid event. There's a lot that goes into this, and there's a lot of work to do it, but it's well worth it, and you will have some things. Ron said, with the slowest Congress is with confirming nominations, the nomination must be done early. That's true. I mean, I won't argue with you there, Ron, by all means, but it's still funny. I think they do it for the drama. Cost of the event, it'll be $67 when we roll it out for early signups, and then it'll go up to $97. So you can get in as low as $67. And if you wait till the last minute, it'll cost you $97. And I don't sell the recordings. Anybody that signs up live will get the recordings, but I don't sell the recordings afterward. I don't promote it afterwards. So, the West Coast is the best coast. I'll tell you what, Ron, I do love it when I travel out that way and I get to work stuff early in the morning and be done by 1 o'clock. Christy, you're joining us here for prep. Awesome. We look forward to having you. Again, I feel like I've got a really great program in place. We've been doing it for years, and I feel like it's dialed in, and we're actually going to improve on it this year. And I have a special guest who will be joining me to help me to give the absolute most value that we can in those 3 hours. So Ron said, welcome to another quiet December day. Traders are barely around. Markets aren't doing much. Makes for hard for commentators to find compelling content to discuss. Yeah, you would know, sir, with your radio show and trying to find some things, you would absolutely know that as well. For me, we're just talking about the same thing. So, and that's always a good thing. So, all right, my friends, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up because Ron is right. There isn't really anything else to talk about today. It is that time of the year where it's nice and quiet. So the good thing is, again, we won't see rates moving up much before next week's Fed meeting. I don't think the Fed meeting is going to help us. We'll continue to talk about that. I mean, we've got more than a week to talk about it, and it's the only thing to talk about. So we'll see what tomorrow brings for some early data, but other than that, there's not much. But thank you again for joining me. Look forward to having you here. Remember, check out our products, originatorssuccess.com, grabandgosocial.com, and ratesensei.com. And I will see you all later. Take care and make it a great day. Bye-bye.